When faced with the prospect of retirement, many of us imagine a period of well-deserved freedom, serenity, and the opportunity to cultivate passions neglected during our working years. However, a disturbing phenomenon emerges when we observe that many people tend to die shortly after reaching retirement age. This apparently contradictory paradox forces us to reflect deeply on how our life, marked for decades by a work routine, turns into a void that can have devastating repercussions on our physical and mental well-being. In this article, inspired by the philosophy and perspective of holistic strategy, we will explore this topic in depth, analyzing the 5 main reasons behind this phenomenon and discovering together strategies and habits that can transform retirement into a period of rebirth rather than a prelude to decline. Before you start, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel Holistic Strategy and leave your precious like. This way you will help to always create new content. Now let's get started. The pension dilemma. The idea of retirement gives many people a sense of relief and liberation, as if they could finally abandon the daily pressures of work and dedicate themselves to themselves. However, reality can be very different. Many studies and empirical observations have highlighted how the sudden cessation of a work routine, together with numerous psychophysical factors, can lead to a rapid deterioration of health. The question, why do many people die soon after retiring, is not just a statistical question, but touches the heart of our most intimate fears and the dynamics that regulate our psychophysical balance. We will analyze 5 fundamental aspects together: accumulated stress, the loss of meaning and identity, loneliness, the paradox of total freedom, and the breaking of the daily routine. Stress over years of work and its impact on the body. The first factor to consider is chronic stress accumulated over the years of work. During a career, the body and mind are constantly exposed to pressure and tension, which leads to an excessive production of hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones, although essential for responding to emergency situations, can have harmful effects if produced in a prolonged manner. A high concentration of cortisol, for example, contributes to increased inflammation in the body, weakening the immune system and predisposing to cardiovascular diseases and other chronic diseases. When a person retires, there is an abrupt change in their daily routine. The cessation of work may seem, at first glance, a relief from the constant stress, but in reality the body, accustomed to a frenetic pace, suddenly finds itself having to adapt to a new way of life. This sudden change can trigger a process of physiological collapse, in which the nervous system and the immune system, already weakened by years of tension, can no longer maintain balance, thus giving way to latent pathologies such as hypertension, heart disease, and even fatal conditions such as heart attacks and strokes. Strategy preventive. Stress management. Incorporating practices such as yoga, meditation, and deep breathing techniques into your daily routine can help mitigate the effects of stress. Regular physical activity. Physical exercise not only strengthens the cardiovascular system, but also helps maintain a healthy hormonal balance. Health monitoring. Regular medical checkups help identify warning signs early, allowing for early intervention. Loss of purpose and identity, a sudden void. Work is not just a source of income, it is also a key element of personal and social identity. During the working years, daily occupation provides structure, purpose, and community. When this structure disappears, many people are left with a deep sense of emptiness. The sudden loss of a strong sense of purpose can quickly lead to depression, a condition that not only affects mental health, but also physical health. Depression, in fact, is closely linked to harmful behaviors, such as an unbalanced diet, reduced physical activity, and substance abuse that can further compromise the immune and cardiovascular systems. The absence of a goal in daily life deprives our brain of reward and motivation mechanisms, generating a vicious circle in which mental and physical inactivity feed on each other, accelerating the process of cellular aging and increasing the risk of serious diseases. Preventive strategy. Planning ahead. Before you retire, it's essential to start cultivating new interests and setting concrete goals, such as participating in volunteer activities, pursuing creative hobbies, or pursuing new projects. Building a new identity. retirement should be seen as an opportunity to rediscover yourself and reshape your identity by investing time in activities that you are passionate about and inspire. Personal development, continuous education, whether through courses, travel, or cultural experiences, helps keep alive curiosity and the desire for personal growth. Loneliness and social isolation, the importance of human connections. One of the most dramatic aspects of the transition to retirement is the risk of social isolation. When leaving the workplace, many people lose an important source of daily contact with colleagues and friends. This isolation can lead to a feeling of loneliness that, if prolonged, has devastating effects on health. Research has shown that chronic loneliness is comparable to risk factors such as smoking or obesity, as it increases inflammation in the body, reduces the quality of sleep, and increases the risk of developing cardiovascular disease and even dementia. Social bonds, in fact, play a fundamental role in maintaining psychophysical well-being. They provide emotional stimulation, psychological support, and a sense of belonging, essential elements for a balanced and fulfilling life. The absence of these bonds can contribute to a downward spiral, in which isolation leads to a reduction in physical and mental activity, increasing the risk of serious illnesses. Preventive strategy. Cultivate relationships. It is essential to maintain and strengthen contact with friends, family, and acquaintances. Participating in social groups, associations, and activities of common interest can be a valid alternative to isolation. New connections. After retirement, it is important to seek out new opportunities to socialize, such as courses, cultural events, and organized trips, which facilitate meeting people with similar interests. Emotional support. Do not hesitate to seek the support of support groups or, if necessary, mental health professionals to deal with moments of loneliness and depression. The paradox of total freedom when abundance of time becomes a problem. Freedom, however much we desire, can be a double-edged sword if not handled with awareness. Retirement, in fact, offers the possibility of doing what we want, but this total absence of obligations and commitments can easily become a source of disorientation. Without a pre-established structure, many people find themselves lost in an unproductive routine, spending time in unstimulating activities such as watching television for hours. This lack of mental and physical stimulation can have negative effects on cognitive functioning and metabolism, accelerating the decline of mental and physical abilities. The inertia resulting from total freedom can lead to the loss of motivation necessary to take care of oneself, favoring the onset of chronic diseases and drastically compromising the quality of life. Preventive strategy. Active planning, setting daily, weekly, and monthly goals helps give direction to your free time, turning freedom into a valuable resource. Engage in stimulating activities. Spend time on hobbies, training courses, or travel that enrich your mind and body. For example, learning a new language, playing a musical instrument, or participating in creative workshops can make a difference. Balance between rest and activity. It is important to find a balance between moments of relaxation and productive activities to maintain high motivation and preserve general well-being. Routine disruption syndrome, the danger of daily disorganization. Work, in addition to providing us with an income, imposes a well-defined structure on our day. This daily routine is not just a matter of schedules, but constitutes a real system of order that regulates our behavior, eating habits, sleep schedules, and physical activity. When this structure disappears, our body and mind can react negatively, losing the sense of control and organization. The lack of a solid routine can lead to a general deterioration of health. Without planning, eating habits may deteriorate, physical activity may decrease, and sleep may become irregular, factors that, combined, increase the risk of cardiovascular, metabolic, and neurological diseases. In addition, the disruption of routine leads to a decrease in motivation to maintain a healthy lifestyle, accelerating the decline of physical and mental conditions. Preventive strategy. Creating a new routine, even after retirement, it is essential to establish a daily structure that includes time for exercise, socializing, rest, and stimulating activities. Daily and weekly goals. Making a list of tasks to complete each day can help keep productivity high and give you a sense of personal accomplishment. Adaptability and flexibility. While maintaining a routine, it is also important to know how to leave room for the unexpected and spontaneity to avoid rigidity becoming an additional stress factor. Conclusions. Turning retirement into a new beginning. Retirement, while often seen as the final chapter in a life dedicated to work, actually represents the opportunity to begin a new phase, full of possibilities and personal growth. The 5 main causes we have analyzed: chronic accumulated stress, loss of purpose and identity, loneliness, the paradox of total freedom, and the disruption of routine, highlight how the lack of conscious planning can transform a long-awaited period into a source of health problems. However, the good news is that every problem has a solution. With proper preparation and the adoption of preventive strategies, it is possible to transform retirement into an opportunity to rediscover yourself, cultivate new passions, and maintain a harmonious balance between body and mind. Planning ahead, investing in your physical, mental, and social well-being, and cultivating meaningful relationships are essential steps to ensure that this period of life is not marked by decline, but instead becomes a time of rebirth. In this journey of transformation, every conscious choice, no matter how small, can make a difference. Imagine retirement as a blank canvas. You have the power to paint it with bright colors and create a masterpiece that reflects your essence, your dreams, and your aspirations. Don't let yourself be overwhelmed by a sense of emptiness or fear of the unknown. Instead, embrace your new freedom with enthusiasm and curiosity, ready to discover new horizons and live each day to the fullest. Holistic strategy firmly believes that self-awareness and careful planning can transform every stage of life into an opportunity for growth. Have you ever thought about how you would like to live your retirement? What passions would you like to cultivate? What places did you dream of visiting? Or what projects have you always put off? Retirement is not a sentence, but an invitation to reinvent yourself, to build a life that truly reflects who you are and what makes you happy. Take small steps today to prepare for this new beginning. Sign up for classes, join interest groups, organize meetings with people who share your passions, and set goals that can guide you toward a rich and fulfilling life. In conclusion, the apparent paradox of retirement, which brings with it a rapid deterioration of health for many, is not the inevitable fate of those who reach this milestone, but rather the result of a series of psychophysical and social dynamics that, if not addressed with awareness, can transform the end of an activity into a difficult beginning. The key to avoiding this fate lies in preparation, learning to manage stress, defining new goals, cultivating meaningful relationships, and above all, structuring one's day in a way that maintains balance and motivation. Holistic strategy invites you to think deeply about these aspects and to consider retirement not as the end of a journey, but as the beginning of a new adventure full of possibilities. Every choice you make today, from dedicating time to wellness practices to strengthening your social connections to defining new personal projects, represents an investment in your future. Remember, the key to a peaceful and vital retirement lies in the ability to transform every change into an opportunity for growth, continuing to explore and reinvent yourself consciously. Before concluding, we invite you to reflect and share in the comments what your first project to realize once you retire could be. Share your ideas, inspirations, and dreams, because every personal experience can become a source of inspiration for those who find themselves facing the same path. Thank you for following us on this journey to discover how to transform retirement into a phase of rebirth. Life is a constantly evolving journey, and each stage, if lived with awareness and preparation, can become an opportunity to grow, learn, and reinvigorate your spirit. We conclude by reminding you that every change brings with it the possibility of a new rebirth. The future is in your hands, and every conscious choice you make today can make a difference tomorrow. Continue to follow us on Holistic Strategy for further insights and inspirations that will accompany you on the path to a balanced and fulfilling life. Stay curious, stay connected, and above all, never stop looking for the best for yourself.